Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Friday, the 27th of January 2023. I'm Michael Thompson. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about, so let's jump into it. Story number 1, the local share market ended today like it ended most days through the week. Higher. The S&P ASX 200 finished up 0.3% to 7,494 points. At one point, the index pushed through 7,500 points. Trading was a little muted, with many people enjoying a very long weekend after Australia Day. The banks were strong, with ANZ and Macquarie Group both up more than 1%. The miners were mixed, while the retailers did well. Coal prices have come off a bit, and so too have some of the coal companies. New Hope was the worst performer of the top 200, closing down 9%. Whitehaven was off 6.6%. In corporate news, Select Harvests said the quality of the 2022 almond crop is the worst in 10 years due to wet weather. That didn't hurt its share price, which ended 5% higher. Viva Energy, which runs the Shell-branded service stations and has a big refinery in Geelong, has received ACCC approval to buy the Coles Express convenience retailing business. And Tyro Payments, which creates the EFTPOS machines, has agreed to allow suitor Potentia Capital a 4-week due diligence period. Now, Potentia has offered $1.60 a share, and the Tyro board said it had discussed developing a significantly improved offer, hence would open up the books. Tyro's share price rose 4% to $1.56 today. Story number 2, the Aussie dollar hit its highest level since June last year today, touching 71.42 US cents. That's because investors think the Reserve Bank will lift interest rates when its board meets on February 6. Of course, if the US Fed decides to lift rates, then the Aussie may not fare so well. Figures released overnight show that the US economy grew faster than forecast into the end of 2022 at 2.9% annualized, but there were signs of slowing underlying demand. The mixed report suggests that the Federal Reserve still has a path to a soft landing, with officials expected to further reduce the size of rate increases next week. The growth figures show prices rising at their slowest pace in 2 years. Story number 3, Fortescue Metals, the number 2 iron ore miner in the country, said it shipped 96.9 million tonnes of iron ore in the second half of last year, a record volume, and this at a time when the global economy was slowing. Fortescue is now shipping about 17% more than it was before the pandemic, and the miner is now likely to reach the top end of the range for its goal for production in 2022-23. It makes 5 half years in a row of record production. Fortescue's share price was flat today. Story number 4, takeover target Origin Energy has listed its earnings guidance but cut its forecast LNG output in Queensland. Core earnings at the energy markets business, which includes generation and retail, are expected to be between $600 million and $730 million in the current financial year, up from earlier guidance of between $500 million and $650 million. But production at Australia Pacific LNG in Queensland has been hit by wet weather, with output now expected to be lower than that. Due diligence on the company by suitors Brookfield and EIG continues. Origin's share price ended up a touch. And on to story number 5, Russian forces fired another rash of missiles and self-exploding drones in nearly a dozen provinces of Ukraine, causing the first attack-related death of the year in Kyiv and killing at least 11 people in all, according to Ukrainian authorities. Associated Press is reporting that the attacks adhered to Russia's recent pattern of striking power plants and other critical infrastructure about every 2 weeks. However, the latest onslaught came after Germany and the United States upped the ante in Russia's 11-month war by promising to send high-tech battle tanks to Ukraine and greenlighting other allies to do the same. That's it for the afternoon report for Friday, the 27th of January, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join me and Sean Aylmer tomorrow morning for the weekend edition of the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. I'm Michael Thompson. Enjoy your evening.